sure I'm on the right one, because that is the news. That would be stupid to read that off first. Of course, we could do it that way, but that would be weird.
Sad face.
Sad panda.
Oh no!
What are you doing?
Thingy come undone.
The thingy came. You broke it?
Oh, it goes over. Okay.
This is what we have stage people for. Oh.
Stage. That's
a little bit of Mario for you.
A little bit.
Alright, and there's our intro.
Trickery!
Welcome to the PrinnyCast Roundtable, a casual weekly show where we talk about what we've been up to and the various game-related stuff over the last week, while we also hum random video game tunes. We're your hosts. I'm Chris. This is Grover.
Hello.
This is Mike.
Hello.
And Edna's with us, chatting through text messages down there. We've been trying to keep up with what games have been coming out any given week and run trailers back there to showcase some of them, but the lists I was getting on big-name websites were so absurd. There are games listed on there that's supposed to be coming out this week. Respected sites, mind you. They came out over 8 months ago. So we'll run a few of what they say, but it'll be mixed with the brand new trailers and random other games to fill space. So this is what happened when we used to actually say what games came out in a particular week. They would do this crap to us. And it's really hard to research, because if people like GameStop and IGN, if these people don't know, who does? So
I mean, they're only leaders in the game community.
we'll actually have a conversation topic about this when we get back to this. What am I saying? We'll actually get back to this later. But first, what have we been playing this week, Grover?
Well, I have been playing some Kerbal Space Program. Just Tynan runes.
Tyne again. Okay.
And then you showed me that Sims 2 was free.
Yes.
Back when it came out, this was like $500 worth of stuff. And I snatched that so fast that I started playing it immediately. As soon as it was downloaded, I played it, and I was just like, this is so much better than Sims 3. What the hell went wrong with Sims 3? Because it's so unforgiving. Strange.
I think the simplicity had a lot to do with it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sims 3 added all the personality stuff, and it kind of changed the way the game worked.
Yeah, it did change it dramatically. But it's not just that. It's the fact that in Sims 3, it's very hard to kill your sim. In Sims 2, you screw up for a couple of sim hours, and that's it. They're dead. Or the social worker's coming. So it's just like, wow. Going backwards until I'm kicked to the nuts with difficulty. And I was just like, I'm going to play it without mods, just to remind myself of how difficult this game is. And it had issues, too. So I played it for maybe an hour or so without mods before I started seeing red, and I was like, alright, give me the mods.
I don't remember it being that bad.
Just usually I build my own houses. They were all on the Sims 2 site. Obviously the Sims 2 site does not exist anymore, so the houses are gone. And I just snatch all the houses every time I started playing, so I was just, God, crap, my houses are gone. So I had to use the normal houses that they give you in the game. The houses are horrible, they're not optimized, so I'll be trying to get into one door. They can't. So one will go for the door, while the other two will get angry and stomp their stupid feet and then go wander off and do something else.
Yeah.
Which is,
I do remember that, yeah.
If they do that, sometimes they don't stop. They have a queue, which means they have a set of things they're going to do. And sometimes when they do that, they don't just stop that. They stop the entire thing and go something random, which the first time it's like, okay, that's annoying, and then you reset them up, and then they do it again. And 4 or 5 times, and one of my Sims finally passed out unconscious on the ground and then got up and starved to death while I was trying to get this figured out. And that's when I saw red. And I did have, somehow I still had my Sims 2 mods. All of them. And I'm still surprised that it's 1.2 gigabytes of mods.
That sounds like too many to me.
Yeah, it's a couple thousand. So I put those in, and I was like, much better. Now my Sims are slaves. Of course I have to keep looking away from the torture ones. I'm just like, you're not torturing your Sims. Yes, keep telling myself every 5 minutes, you're not torturing your Sims. You're not building another cemetery for Pleasantville. That's all I was playing.
So how about you, Mike?
I really haven't played much this week. I played Hearthstone because the Curse of Naxxramas came out, so I played that, and I played World of Warcraft. I mean, other than that, it's just been work.
Hopefully you had money.
Hopefully. I had 3 days off this week, but I got called in, so I didn't really get much gaming done. But other than that, I mean, I got a lot of stuff that I wanted to get accomplished in WoW, finally finished. The Siege of Orgrimmar patch put out something called Proving Grounds. Once you get bronze, silver, and gold, there's an endless wave, and it's just trying to survive these waves of mobs that come at you while fulfilling whatever your class role is, and I was tanking. It's really difficult as a brewmaster, but it's only difficult in that if you miss one cooldown and you don't time it correctly, you're probably not going to make it. So I finally got to wave 37 on that, so I got the title. That's all I was really after, so I quit. Didn't do anything else after that. I was like, screw this, that was stressful, no more.
It does sound like a neat mode for people that's wanting to challenge themselves, but it also sounds like something that could take a long time.
It's more so the way that the Brewmaster works in conjunction with the Mistweaving healer that they've got as your only source of damage and healing. It's not enough because we're dodge tanks. So most of our kit, we change most of it to incapacitate mobs and to run away from them so that we just kite them around the room. It's not really that fun, but it's challenging, that's for sure.
Sounds like campaign, Final Fantasy 11.
But yeah, I mean, I really didn't get a whole lot else done. I did Proving Grounds, I killed some rares, got a couple achievements. I mean, other than that, it was just Curse of Naxxramas, which was really, really, really easy. So that was somewhat disappointing. And it wasn't easy because I had good cards either. It was just easy. I don't have good cards. There's a lot of cards that are considered in the top tier that I just don't have. There's 5 wings, and they're releasing them 1 week at a time. So this week we got the Arachnid wing. Next week, I think we get the Plague Quarter. I can't remember for sure. And then so on and so forth until all 5 wings are done. And you unlock cards for each wing. So I forget the number. I think it's somewhere around 30, which is really not very many new cards.
It's a free update though, right? So
well, the first wing is free if you play it the first month.
Okay.
Yeah. The rest of it costs money. It's $19.99 if you already have the first wing to get all of the others. Or I think it's $6.99 per wing if you unlock them separately. You can spend in-game gold to get the wings. So you don't have to put out money for it. But anyways, Hearthstone, I have a rant for Hearthstone, but maybe this isn't the appropriate place for that.
Save it. Save it if you can.
I will save it. So yeah, that's it for me. What about you?
Some new Congregate games came out this week, so I played most of them. Some more Tynan, though probably less time in it this last few weeks than I have in a long while. Meanwhile, I started and beat Red Orchestra 2's single-player mode, which is a multiplayer FPS battling throughout war-torn Russia between the Soviets and the Nazis in World War II. Kind of one of those Battlefield / Counter-Strike kind of games, but it actually has a story mode, so I could play through it with bots. Dust and Elysian Tale seems to be really glitching out at a certain point in the first town that you come to, so I haven't gotten back to it since it kept doing that to me. And so instead I started Deathspank and Binary Domain. Both were their own glitches, but Deathspank has that whole doofy humor thing, and it's got a pretty simple, if backtrack heavy kind of gameplay, so Diablo Light, with kind of indie game graphics to it, which I know Mike's played it before, so...
Yes!
That's probably been a while. You bought it when it first came out.
Yeah, I did. I bought that, and the second one, and the Baconing, but I only played halfway through the second one, and I didn't play the Baconing at all. I did beat the first one, though. It was a lot of fun. It really was for a while.
Binary Domain, however, not so much. It's got some real production values. The writing has been actually really nice. The dialogue that your partner's got with you, and with some really good voice acting. But being an action-packed sort of Blade Runner world with machines disguised as humans and don't even know it, and appears to be a company that's using them to infiltrate everywhere and take control of stuff, it's had potential, but the controls are absolutely horrid, and combined with a very clunky and forced voice operating system. Some people, I think it's called Lifeline, but it was a game that was entirely controlled. It was kind of a Resident Evil sort of thing, where you controlled the character by speaking to them. And that's kind of how you're forced to use your teammates on this. You can press tab and work the weird controller setup that they've got going on to talk to them that way, but when you're in the heat of battle, you have to stop what you're doing to do that. So you'd rather use the microphone, but it doesn't recognize 9/10 of the words. The word go, it doesn't know what you're saying. So
yes, you use that annoying military lang.
And on top of all that, it's slapped with one of the worst option settings designs I've ever seen. There's this thing with you almost have to have the auto aim for this game because the mouse has no sensitivity control, and it's like set all the way up. Now there's people out there that have to play their games that way because they're competitive and you have to move really quickly to shoot your enemies. So they're probably absolutely used to that, but I like mine a little slower so I can make the nuance at aiming where I want to be. This game does not let you do that.
You mean you don't like moving your mouse to the right a millimeter and spinning 460 degrees?
No, I do not. More power to the people that can play that way, but I guess I'm just not sensitive enough with my mouse to understand the mechanics of how to move my hands.
The game's locked on Team Fortress 4, Team Fortress 2 settings.
There will never be one because they can't count to 3.
No,
anyway.
Never be.
So yeah, that's pretty much how that I've been playing lately. So, we're a little over a month from our 2-year anniversary. Woo! It's been that long.
Has it really?
Yep, early September.
Wow.
So 2 years of shoveling crap at the internet and all the folks that's had to put up with it. But with that, it always gets us talking a little more than usual anyway, about how we can improve or alter the channel. And we've had some conversations over the last couple of weeks about how to better entertain everybody as well as make it more enjoyable enjoyable for us and less of a hassle for us to make. So allowing us to possibly give you more stuff. But before we get into that conversation, and I really want everybody that watches the show, even if you just like watch it casually like once a month or something like that, this is the episode that we really need the feedback for. But first, I'd like to say that I actually put us in for the Channel Awesome recruiting drive that they had almost a month and a half ago, I think. It's been a while, just to see what our chances were. I figured it was rather low. But we actually got, out of 1,200 submissions, we were in their maybe pile. Only 75 other people made it into the maybe pile.
Oh.
And only like maybe 5 to 10 actually got to the yes end of things. So that was kind of encouraging. Out of 1,200 teams who do this stuff, of course, some of them are probably just people with webcams yammering on their computer, but still, out of 1,200 submissions, we were in the top 100. That's nice to know, even if we were passed over. And Channel Awesome is thatguywiththeglasses.com, which has a lot of people like the Nostalgia Critic and Linkara and Angry Joe, and a lot of people out there that know who those people are. So
I watch Angry Joe sometimes.
That would have been a nice group to kind of get ourselves in with, but
yes, I would have.
Maybe next time. So, changes. Probably the top one that I really wanted to get everybody's opinion on, and, you know, the three of us have kind of talked about some of this before, is because of all the issues that we're having with YouTube's copyrights and the time it takes to get a lot of these episodes going, and the fact that just about everybody else out there does not put in half the effort we do, and we're kind of considering, well, I'm kind of considering actually pulling the background video for the roundtable and just putting our logo up there, because you're listening to us talk anyway. If you're wanting to watch those trailers, you'd probably want to watch them with sound so you know what's actually going on. So I will probably keep Etna, because everybody I've talked to so far says taking Etna's little ribbings at us when we make our mistakes and everything, that's part of the charm of the show. So she'll probably stay in there, so it's something that you may still want to kind of watch, but I hate doing that because we're going to be leaving it so much into a podcast kind of realm, which is kind of how it started, honestly, that it's more for listening than it is for watching. So you're going to be watching a blank screen waiting for those moments when Edna pops up. So I was kind of on the consideration of taking that out too, but I don't know. Maybe everybody's enjoying how the show's new setup is going now. We have not had any flags in months because of the videos are so small that it's not triggering any flags, and shouldn't be anyway. I mean, if anything, it's encouraging people to check out what we're showing off.
Show off stuff.
Yeah.
How dare we?
Maybe something back there is bringing somebody's attention. I don't know. So yeah, if you want to keep the videos in the background, let us know. But we could put these things out a lot easier and a lot quicker. Not necessarily more of them, but if we removed a lot of that excess stuff, because that's a lot of editing. We could actually make the shows longer because the uploading wouldn't be such of a problem. I'd probably split them up anyway, simply because anything longer than 15-minute chunks tend to be a little on the long side for most people to watch, because I've noticed a lot of other people, especially podcasts, when they start going over that 15-minute mark, their views go down compared to their stuff that is like 2 to 10 minutes. So I'd like to keep it a little shorter, but it also allows us to keep a lot more of our random discussions in, because last week's a good example of that, and I'll try to actually probably get one of those uploaded before I head off to Oregon. So a reminder, I'm going to be gone for like 2 weeks, folks. So
Origami.
Going to have to poke these guys into maybe uploading something for you in the meantime, but
I'm going to definitely try to do a Banished series.
If they don't, I won't sue anyone.
And I'm going to go on Reddit and I'm going to insult people. That way they come running like on Cookie Clicker.
Sadly, that works far better than it should.
It's really sad that every time I do that, it works really well.
But that's another thing. I'm considering doing something very similar. I know we've already got the Prinny plays out there that I do, but I think it might actually be more accessible for a lot of people if I get rid of the goofy voice and the whole plot that isn't a plot about the Prinny being stuck in a testing facility and having the machine talk to him and all this type of stuff. So if I just played it like Grover does, I think people could get into that. But it also depends on what game I'm playing and how long I'm going to be playing it. So it's something that's on the table of my mind. Anybody out there has any opinions, please let me know. Oh yeah, they can't talk back to me right now. Comments section, that's right.
Those comments so we know the things.
Yes, and along those lines is also that RPG Maker project that I've been on since forever. Maybe doing like light tutorials and showing the progress that I'm making on the game, which has not been much in the last 3 weeks. So maybe that's something that I could throw at some of that.
I always have a terrifying thing that you said there's a bunch of stuff that's copyrighted on it that you're going to do a tutorial for your game and we're going to get like 50 flags.
That won't happen unless I'm showing like copyrighted music, and I'll probably leave the music stuff out of it. Or if I do show it, it'll be original stuff. So I think we'll be okay there. But yeah, a lot of the artwork, a lot of the voice acting, because it's really hard to hire people like Jet Li and Christopher Lee. And why am I only thinking of Lee names? Yeah, they're kind of expensive. So
well, for Bruce Lee, it's just really hard to summon him as a Ouija board.
Good point. Creepy point.
You always get the evil version of him, not the normal version.
Yeah. I think I've seen that in a video game.
That's exactly where I got it from.
And I've always had the thought, especially when I started the Prinny Plays, but even more so just with the show itself, of throwing us into some random video game for some little scene. I mean, it's nothing original that's been going on for ages, but surely we could do something funny out of it. Maybe. I don't know. My script writing is usually not very good. I'm more of an off-the-cuff sort of fella.
I think it always seems to be better when we just wing it for some weird reason.
But we also have to be on the same page if we're actually doing a skit, so...
I like to randomly change pages when I'm reading, so I don't know what's going on.
You never know what's going to happen next.
I like to glance over what I'm reading and just start rambling.
That's a challenge. There you go. Talk about something completely different while you're reading and see if you pick up on the book.
Absolutely. We're doing it live. That's how we're doing it.
But yeah, let us know what you think about some of these ideas, because I want to make the show bigger and better, but that's time and money and effort, and the effort thing's really the problem, man. I don't want to put in any effort. See? Edna agrees with me. Oh, it wasn't agreeing.
Everybody agrees.
Okay. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at PrinnyCast, and you can contact us with email at PrinnyCast@gmail.com, and definitely see you next time, not next week. Yeah, it'll be a while before you hear my voice again, so I hope you don't miss me too much. Oh yeah, they're in the comments section. They can't actually answer you. See y'all next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.